Good day, ma'am and sir. First of all, I would like you to introduce you to my group mates. My name is Hans Steven Pedraheta.
I'm Mr. Mark Joseph Peral.
I'm Jerry Ramos.
I'm Raven.
I'm, I'm Mr. Gina Samson.
I'm Marcos Rodas de City Bastan.
I'm Mr. Dep Sibayan.
I'm Sarah Daphne Soriano.
So we are here to present our case study research entitled Red Ribbon Database System, a perception of its effectivity for young entrepreneurs. As well as we, as well as know, Red Ribbon is one of the famous brand in terms of cakes and deli cakes. That is why we chose this company in our study. The Red Ribbon we are referring to is located at 231 Capitol Drive, Sampaguita Street, St. Joseph Subdivision, San Jose, Balanga City. Chapter 1, The Problem and its Background. Introduction. As time goes on, selling takes on variety of different forms. When technology was developed, everything in the world changed, including the type of business and the way commodities were sold. Because technology has made everything more dependable, the way people sell has changed as well. Since we all know that the world is really rapidly changing in line with the changing of technology we use in our daily life, and technologies has different kind of methods when it comes to business using online. Because we all know that technology can do a lot in business, especially in our human life. Anyone can buy anything with a single click on the internet. That's true because that's the that's the use of our of internet. Social media platforms are also being developed where anyone can see what can they buy online. Facebook is one of the world's most popular social networking sites. The researchers discovered that on this social network, there are also sellers that sell their things just by posting product details. According to a survey conducted by NIBbusiness.info, social media allows business to interact with their target audience and build relationships with customers. Several firms use social media to communicate with new and existing clients. The goal of this study, entitled Red Ribbon Database System, a perception of its effectivity for young entrepreneurs, is to determine the efficacy of selling through social media platforms, which has recently grown in popularity for business purposes. The study focused on the usefulness of Facebook as a reselling platform for young businesses.
Statement of the problem. Since the whole world is now experiencing the COVID-19 pandemic, many people think on how they should work from home and earn money without going outside their homes. The internet is really powerful as of today, and many young generations use social media as a part of their daily lives. This study entitled Red Ribbon Database System, a perception on its effectivity for young entrepreneurs, will focus on the effectiveness of social platform in online selling, and to the perspective of the young entrepreneurs, online shopping has evolved into a secure means of purchasing our basic necessities. Red Ribbon has decided to follow suit and send its products to our houses, a more convenient and risk-free manner to consume their sweets. Significance of study. This is one of the most important businesses matters, especially when celebrating a birthday. It can also be a gift. Red ribbon goods are popular on special events such as Christmas, birthdays, and other celebrations. We chose it because it seems like we can learn a lot about the software they use and how they operate their businesses, how they handle the data all over the years. Since we are IT students, this business has a connection to our courses, especially in the subjects database management.
We will now take the time to report the history and background of the Red Ribbon. We may now only recognize it as a bakery where we purchase delectables, cakes, and pastries, but beyond that, there are numbers of facts concerning the Red Ribbon Bake Shop that we should be aware of. To begin, tell us everything we need to know about them, including why they did it, why when they did it, where they did it, and who they were in the Red Ribbon Bake Shop's history. In the Philippines and the United States, Red Ribbon Bake Shop is a popular fast food franchise and a bakery that serves a variety of cakes and pastries. The brand first opened in the Philippines in 1979 on Timog Avenue on Quezon City and began franchising in 1999. They opened its first location in the United States in West Covina, California in 1984. There are now over 200 branches in the Philippines and 30 locations in California, including 2 in Las Vegas, 2 in New Jersey, and 1 in New York. Other expansion plans continue to be worked out. Jollibee Foods Corporation, a conglomeration of prominent fast food businesses in the Philippines, purchased Red Ribbon in 2005. With this brief background, we can easily understand how they got their start and how they've grown their business as we sample their best item. In additional information, the franchisee in Bataan is Eduardo de Guzman, which also known as Don Eddie. We have 8 branches of Red Ribbon in Bataan, not only in Bataan but in other city. Now I will pass the time to the next presenter, which is
Um, Review of related literature. We chose Red Ribbon Company because Red Ribbon is one of the fastest growing bake shops in the Philippines, producing the best products in our industry and the US market today. Based on our research, they use the ANSI POS system and Visual Quick Food Back Office system, which is used by most businesses here in the Philippines. ANSI Information System Incorporated was established in 1987 to recognize a growing need for better information system to meet the increasing complexities in the retail and food businesses. The people are programmers, technicians, and business analysts, belong to the top universities, and have traveled extensively in order to keep abreast with the changing technology. The combined expertise includes working experiences and the fields of software, research and development retail, consumer industry, manufacturing, banking, and programming planning. The Visual Quick Food Back Office system shows the product inventory, sales inventory, reports, log, and much more. They can modify it because it is protected by the admin, which only the IT professionals knows the admin password. It is also impossible to install application on the desktop because it can confuse or affect their system, so they do not allow the user to install anything. This is one of the problems they encountered sometimes when installing driver software like a printer. I think in order to solve the problems, they should hire or request an IT professionals stay with the company so that when there is a problem, it can be done immediately. Because based on the manager, the problems they experience have a big impact on the company.
Good day, I'm Graydon Rubiano. Today I'd like to talk to you about Chapter 3, which is Rationale. So what is the content of our case study Rationale? Chapter 3, we have decided to study the Red Ribbon since it is one of the fastest growing bake shop in the Philippines. And because of that, our interest is raised to know more about this bake shop. In regard to our course, we research the system they use and how they apply it to their daily operation. In part of what we know to their system, it has a big role to their operation, daily and sales of product, inventory. Their database system is used to record all the transaction day by day. This database is connected to the POS or point of sales, and all the transaction that happens in the POS is redirecting to the back end, which is the database system they use. The study we conducted is an important one that should be focused on because business and technology are inextricably linked. Many studies have been written on how to use the online system in business. This will be more practical for all parties. The purpose of the study was for the researchers to learn more about how establishing your own system may deliver great service to clients. We choose Red Ribbon since we are familiar with how they construct system. So why do we need to conduct this study? Simply because the work is easier and faster and its benefits the business greatly. For example, when inventory is properly automated as well as the POS or point of sale, you simply punch the product and it is immediately recorded on the back end of the system. The distinctive feature of Red Ribbon is that it is available not only in the Philippines but also in the other countries and it is a large corporation unlike other bakeries. That would be all. Thank you for listening.
Chapter 4. Method and Design. We use the quantitative research by means of interview methods to find more data and information about database and how it helps to company. After all the interview that we gather, we found out the database is brain of company because it contains the flow of the products and the sales since it's open. Also, we conduct some interview to the customer to find out customer comments regarding their customer service. We wonder that they will say about their service to them now that we are living in the new normal alert by the pandemic. Now we are following the protocol implemented by our government to keep us in good health and not be affected with the COVID virus. We use video conference or email interview to avoid interact with people. This is also Pate's way to communicate during this pandemic and because we also don't want to be infected with this virus. As a result of the pandemic, we were unable to conduct a face-to-face survey or interview. So we chose to conduct a video conference or email interview with our group to obtain their views on our products. That's all.
Chapter 5 Significance and Conclusion. We conclude that Red Ribbon Company is a necessity to Filipino community, providing quality product for decades, being part of different events and celebration. As an IT student, it is a privilege to work at Red Ribbon Company. In that way, we can help to improve that what they have and propose what idea we have to help them to grow more and lessen the problem they encountered in their software.
Chapter 3. Relationship Model. The customer has the entity of the address that orders to the red ribbon. With the identity of employee, ID address and cakes or bread, and employee with the entity of ID, address, and name. As we can see in the flowchart, each customer's information will be collected by the red ribbon employee. The information to be collected is the name, number, and the address of the customer. After collecting the customer's personal information, the cashier employee will ask the customer what he or she wants to order. After collecting all the necessary information, the information will be sent to the Red Ribbon database. Thank you.
For this end of this presentation, we put some screenshots of the database they use in the store to show some proof for what they use in their system. And that's all our report about the Red Ribbon database. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you po.